Hey, what is going on, you dead set legends? And welcome to the Ready Bang, the number one arm wrestling interactive podcast in the world. I am your host, the Aussie Arm Wrestler, and I thought, should I have a day off today? But I thought, nah, bugger it. Let's talk more about arm wrestling. And of course, as you see in the graphics, we're about 74 days away, if I've got my little calculator in my head right, away from the Devon versus Lavan match. Some say it might be too early to talk about it. Some say we can never shut up about it. But I just thought in between things, because over the next couple of days, I've got a lot of amazing guests coming on the show talking about amazing events coming up. You name an event, I've probably got a guest of them coming up over the next week or so and continuing to reach out because I did set a goal to have at least one guest every week. And that's not including, of course, Uncle John when we do Maximum Bang Monday, one of the best shows on the planet, if not the best. So a number of things to talk about in the lead up. Of course, Devon Larratt, Levan Saginashvili, everyone is getting excited about it. There's a little quiet calm about it all. You're not getting too much from them, from their social media, about them. You may see them doing something else or promoting something else. But there are some bits and pieces that we can hang and bang about and have a bit of a chat about. And that's why we are here. And it's going to be an absolute banger. An absolute banger of an event. That's for sure. I mean, how can it not be? Would you call this the bigger? It's definitely the world's biggest rematch of all time, I would imagine. I'm only thinking that off the top of my head. I didn't really think that one through. Would you call it the biggest match of all time? Or would you call it the biggest match? Would you call it the biggest rematch of all time? There's been some bloody good, because, we had Devon and Dennis. Although that wasn't really a rematch, was it? Because that was left arm. John and Voivoda. It's interesting. Anyway, what's going on, my man? Queenslander, he's like, Team Devon. The Drew 24 says, I hope Lavan is at least the same level as last time. So it makes this victory by Devon the best. The UFO project. Cheers from Sweden. Oh, I was almost at Sweden on the weekend. I was in Norway. How you going, mate? Stizzy's hanging about. He says, I made it. Finally. Sweet photo of your dogs there, buddy. Definitely not the biggest match of all time. That was Devon versus Lavan 1, says Chulo the dog. Well, this is why I wanted to have a chat. Is it an interesting thing? Is it going to be classed as the biggest match of all time? Because we've seen the level Lavan is at, and we saw where it was in the first match, and now the build-up. Has Devon reached there? Has Lavan been stagnant? Has his power improved? We don't really know. Aggie, what's going on? Superstar, how are you? Hope you're doing well. So it's definitely going to be interesting. 100% it is going to be interesting. So let's kick off with what we know. What are some things we know already? Let me just put I always forget to put the background. What we know, and I like that one better. What's going on, Dangerous Dan? Ready Bang Jake, hope you're doing well, buddy. So what do we know? We know that Devon has been flying around the world to get stem cells, to get any sort of therapy to ensure that his body is 100%. Whether he's been relaxing, whether he's been training. We do know that Devon will put every single thing, every bit of energy he has to ensure that he puts up a fight. This is what we know. We know that once again, he is a changed man and dedicating his life to this match. What we do know, he's gone up a level. We'll get to Lavan in a moment, but we cannot argue the fact that Devon Larratt has gone up levels. He's taken some names. His track record on the right arm has been unbelievable. when he gets heavy and he gets excited about matches and puts it forward, his wins. Artemis Gasparini, probably number 3 in the world. Then we've got Artemis Gasparini, number 3 in the world. He beat Denis Saplenkov. Now, was that peak Denis? Absolutely not. Is it a Denis that can rock some of the athletes in the top 10? Absolutely. Okay, about a year ago, he didn't beat Gennady, but he's got pins on Gennady. And controversy aside, if Devon just went smash, it could have been different. I'm not saying it was going to be different, but it could have been different. If Devon didn't play with his food and put on a show that we all love, it could have been different there. So that's what we know at the moment. His right arm, and he is significantly improved. Let me just quickly say hi to some superstars in the chat, including Alex McDonald. Yo, everybody, my man, Joe Nelson. What's happening? The UFO Project says, for a noob in this sport, what is talking for a win for Devon and what is talking for a win for Lavan? I never arm wrestled myself. I just got into the sport thanks to Devon. I just love him. What is talking for a win for Devon and what is talking for a win for Lavan? I'm not sure if I understand your question, UFO Project. Can you reword it? And I'll try and answer it. What's up, Rob? What's up? Joe, who has Denis beaten in the top 10? No, I'm saying he'd be able to rock the top 10. If he was put up against other people in the top 10, he would certainly put up a challenge. Just more pointing about the levels that our man Devon has put through. The Artemis win is probably Devon's most impressive win of all time. Big call. Big call. I like it. Big call. So that's what we know. That's what we know about. Hey, flatballs. Love the Norwegian tan. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Oh, all righty. Let me get back into it. So we're talking about what we know now. We know simple things. It's on April 20th. As of now, it's going to be at April 20th, East versus West 12. That's what we know. So we're 70-something days away. If I've got it right, it's 74 days away. Is that enough time for Devon to catch Lavan? Is that enough time for Lavan to recover from his wrist injury? We'll talk about that a little bit now. What we know about Lavan, as dumb as it sounds, Lavan is strong as fuck. We know Lavan is lifting stupid amounts in the gym. If you follow his Instagram, his social media very closely, he has been putting lifts. We know that he's been putting up some wrist curls and everything, testing out the wrist. Is that at 100%? Well, that's something we'll hope to figure out soon. Lavan will go on podcasts and he'll say yes, he'll say no. This is a time, especially now, coming up till maybe the end of March, is probably a time where we won't get 100% accuracy from the athletes. We will get, I'm feeling all right, or this is going really well, but we'll never get fully where they are at. Varley, what's happening, mate? Hope you're doing well. Stevie D's Boom Boom Room. What's up, Jake and chat? Hope you're doing well in your Boom Boom Room. And everyone's talking about my Norwegian tan. And if you're watching it, tell me what Devon's most impressive win of all time is. There was a comment earlier. It's a great discussion. Greatest wins of all time. So what we know about Lavan, Lavan's going to be coming as strong as humanly possible. he will do. Lavan's also in a situation where his livelihood, income, depends on not getting pinned. So we know he's a genuine rock star in Georgia. Movies, cartoons, voiceovers, game shows, talk shows. Lavan is the man in Georgia. A sporting hero, ready to go. Now, we know Lavan's got a head start in this match. Injury or not, Lavan has a head start because he is miles ahead of the rest. He is just that far above anyone else because of his strength. The strength gap, is it too big? The weight difference, is it too big? Because Lavan did trim down a bit, but will he push again? The 400 pounds we saw against Ernemies. We know Lavan will have a weight advantage. We know Lavan will have a strength advantage. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I want Devon to win. I'm putting the house on Lavan. I think a lot of people are exactly like you, Anthony. No, exactly like you. They both train hard as. Absolutely. Absolutely, he has. What else? Can Devon gas out Lavan? It's another interesting question. Lorenzo says, Devon is the favorite on the polls. He's got it. Scotty Gonzalez. What's up, Aussie? From Boston, Massachusetts. Hope all is well, bro. Everything is well in my world, my man. So happy to be home with my girls, even though I've got to leave in 2.5 weeks' time. Okay. Lavan loses via oxygen. That could be the answer to Dangerous's question. There you go. The mark in the middle of the one on the poster had me trying to clean my screen. No, I didn't make that. Let me double check. No. That's on the poster. All righty. So what we know Lavan's coming in hot. His livelihood depends on it. As I was mentioning before I got distracted reading your awesome comments, the guy will come in and ensure that he never gets pinned. So then what we know, probably more of a guess, but what we know, when this goes on arm bet, because it's not on arm bet at the moment, it will 100% be a shutout stake. It has to be a shutout stake. Lavan's never been pinned. So for me, surely it has to be a shutout stake. It's got to. It has to be. Even though Lavan's lost 4-2 before. What we don't want. Here's what we don't want in the next 74 days. We know what these guys are taking. We know how these guys are training. Whether it's Devon, table time, his 1 rep max lifts with, like in the lead up to Dennis, table time lifting, or Lavan, table time mixed with ridiculous amounts of power lifting, 200 kegs for multiple reps. Just incredible. We don't want injuries. We don't want any injuries. Devon, in his last match, had his bicep torn, and Lavan hurt his wrist, which has been almost made him out of action for a year. We're getting very close to the 1 year of Lavan hurting himself. So we don't want any more injuries. That's what we don't want. Not just with this match, but any bloody match. In the lead up to it, we're getting too many big name matches being announced. It happened a lot in 2023. I'm sure it'll happen in 2024. But a lot of big name matches are happening and injuries are occurring. If this match gets postponed or cancelled, it'll be very, very hard for the build-up. This will be 6-7 months of build-up, and then we get into it, and suddenly April 20 comes along and one of them have hurt themselves or they've got sick. I think if they were both sick, they would both still pull if they had a bit of a tummy ache or something like that. We don't want injuries. First and foremost, we don't want fake hype. Now, if they want to go about it the same way they did last time, then that's fine. Devon's going to do Devon. So there's probably two ways Devon can hype this up. He can go the same Devon route. The same Devon route. Mind games, manipulation, attack, have a bit of fun. Or he goes the respect route. I think the advantage in this one is there doesn't really need to be that much hype. This is one of those rare matches where the match announcement itself is hype enough. We're all going to be excited about it. Shit, we're doing a show about it 74 days beforehand. But it is real. The hype is real. Let me get to some of the comments. Devon is great, but man, he has to be at his A+ game, and Lavan has to be shit, which is hard to believe. Jake, when are you getting them both on for interviews? Well, they can't. With East versus West, they can't come on my show until they've done Engen's first. So if Engen waits till the week before, then I just have to miss out. Roy, what's going on, mate? What's going on? The Claymore's in the chat. Lavan will win. Stem cells, Devon, taking overrated. There you go. Interesting take there. Lavan was too big against Erdemis and didn't hate him when pulling. Now, if the Lavan that pulled Devon shows up, wow. Either way, it's going to be madness. Evan says, on paper, Lavan should win, but I can't help but think Devon is going to give him a run for the money. Adam thinks, do you think Devon will pin once? It's going to be interesting. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Keithy, what is happening? What is happening, my man? Another thing, what we don't want is we know early starts and fouls from early starts will happen. Devon will do his best to take it. But we don't want any matches ended on fouls. You really don't for your main events, because if Devon comes in and suddenly he's 1-0 up because Lavan's had 2 false starts or 2 elbow fouls and things like that, we don't want that. We really don't. We really don't want that. Well, I don't know about you, but for me, I don't want that. So, no, if it's going to be 6-0 one way or the other, I want it to be 6 pins. If we're in a silver bullet, it's just because the athletes are pinning each other. Another thing I don't want, or we don't want, is radio silence. Athletes in the past have gone radio silent in situations like this, and we just can't have it. We can't have them going radio silent. We just can't. Won't happen. It's we need, like, if more interviews, more posts on their Facebook videos, more Instagram posts, stories, whatever. Hopefully we get heaps and heaps of information, heaps and heaps of YouTube videos, heaps and heaps of interviews. And of course, they're always invited on the Aussie Arm Wrestler show. But we need a lot. I think it'll help build up, because if they can get 50,000 pay-per-view buys at $20 a piece, it's $1 million. That's $1 million. Wait. That's right. I think I'm still tired. 50,000 times 20 is $1 million. And I think this has the potential to reach 50,000 pay-per-view buys. I think it does. So we don't want radio silence. The more these two promote throughout the more these two promote, the more money it'll make. Now, I'm not saying they have to trash talk, but Lavan could do a big set of bench press, look at the table. Devon, I'm coming for you April 20th. Boom. We all make videos. They've promoted it. Devon comes in, does one of his one rep lifts. I feel good. I feel good, buddy. I'm coming for you. 415 pounds. I'm coming for you. Boom. Video. $1 million. I don't know about you. I would love $1 million. If you're promoting an event, that could work. That could work. Okay. What else have we got? Varley's in there. Devon was praised for 14 super matches in 1 year. He never gets hurt. He always pulls, etc., etc. The only person to put him on the sideline and make him take time off was Lavan. Yeah. Ripped him apart. Which isn't good. Turd burglar. The poll is way too close. How much weight gap between Artemis and Devon? I don't remember. Lavan did go silent last time. That's why I'm saying, legends, we don't want Lavan to go silent. Yes, please, hit that like. Get in there. I would have thought East vs. West gets 50,000 buys anyway. No. Nope. Now, this question here, I know Turd Burglar loves hanging shit on Devon, but what I love to hear, for someone that's not like a huge Devon fan, and what I mean by that is, they don't just live and breathe Devon and love him to bits, which is hard to do. He's a very likable character. But if you are thinking that Devon wins, I'd love to know how and why. I would love it. If Artemis could stop Lavan, Devon sure can. It's going to be interesting watching the struggle of 5x20. Hurt my nerdy soul. Okay, what else have we got? So, we don't want injuries. We don't want radio silence. We don't want any rounds to end on fouls. That's, for me, they're big X factors there. But the main X factors of this match. Thank you very much, JH Pyfitty, getting it done. Member for 21 months. Hope Devon gets it done this time. Get in there. Spermies has come in with a big bang. It is awesome. So the main X factors about this one, probably for me, the biggest one is round one. Round one will probably be the biggest X factor because we saw after last time, that's where Lavan did the damage. It took one round and just tore him to the other side, and then Devon's arm, unfortunately, with that big build-up and that big rip, didn't really get the job done. Devon ended up being injured. So I think round one will be a huge factor because they're both going all in on everything. And I think round one will 90% determine the rest of the match. Now, if Devon somehow gets a pin in round one, that doesn't mean Lavan will change and fight back. So it'll be really interesting to see the main bit of round one. If it goes the same as last time and Devon still doesn't get injured, we'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. That is my biggest X factor. We'll get to some more X factors in a moment. Matthew says that Devon needs to be 300 pounds. For some reason, he's not getting that big for this. Yeah, I don't think he'll get that big. People just say that he'll gas him out, but that's clearly not going to happen unless Lavan does not train, which I doubt he's not going to do. Yeah, after what happened with Artemis, You don't think Lavan's working on endurance? 100% he is. 100%. No, Ivan is clan. Have I missed something, Silky? How you going, buddy? Have I missed something there? Anyway. Other main factors will be the weight difference. Now, we saw what Devon was able to do with Georgi Svetkov, but Georgi and Lavan are two different levels. So to go with that level and weight difference will be a huge, huge factor. I think it'll be 100 pounds. If Devon's coming in at 280, I think Lavan will be at 380 plus. If Devon's at 270, stays around that 270, it'll be 100 plus. I think Lavan sits around that 380 to 400 pounds. You guys let me know what you think they're both going to weigh in. I think Devon will be around the 270. Lavan's in there at the 380, 400 pounds. He was 403 pounds when he pulled Erdemes, and then, of course, 415 pounds when they pulled last time. Because at this stage, if Lavan, another main X factor is not only about this match, but I think the super heavyweight division in general. If Lavan decimates Devon, we're in a bit of trouble. We're in a bit of trouble. I can't see anyone else being close to it to take on Lavan. All righty. What else have we quickly got? If Devon can't do it in April, nobody anytime soon. I'm the same as you, David. I am the same as you. I think Lavan will open up Devon's arm. Then it'll be a short pause, then a pin. It could be. I think Devon can definitely beat Lavan. I just hope this pneumonia isn't going to be a factor. Yeah, being crook is never good. What else have we got? Nothing, Jake. I just couldn't type the letter E on my wireless. Now I have to go back. Where does the letter E go? No, Ivan. Where does the E go? You're confusing me, Silky. You're confusing me. Gabriel Young, what's going on, buddy? Ready, bang. How you going? Hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, so people talking about my weight. I remember Jake saying he could take Tyson Fury in an arm wrestle. Still confident? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd smash him. So everyone's saying, yeah, roughly the same weight. Gabriel says, as long as Devon biceps holds, I see him winning. Interesting. More X factors that are coming in is, where is Devon's level? I think Devon's level is an X factor because at the moment, I don't think we're seeing it at its full potential. If you look over the last 6 months, the Erdemes victory, the Dennis victory, the Georgie victory, we don't know the improvements, the improvements it'll be, because we don't know how much is improved, because it was 3-0 Erdemes. What was it? 3-0, 4-0 against Dennis, 3-0. They didn't pull the last couple of rounds. 6-0 against Georgie. So we don't know how high he's reached. Another X factor is Lavan's wrist. Will it come back to 100%? Now, a lot of people can say, even if Lavan's wrist is at 80%, he's still waxing Devon's ass. So now we need to know whereabouts that wrist is. If the wrist is compromised a little, will that be a mental barrier? Plus Devon giving it these ones, will that be any sort of X factor in swinging the pendulum in this one? It's very hard to know. It's very hard to know. Because the only way we could really tell is if we get a live doctor's thing, a neutral doctor. Shit, have a doctor from Australia that knows nothing about arm wrestling to live examine Devon's bicep, Lavan's wrist, and then they can tell us if they are at 100%. That would probably be the best way, because we don't really know, do we? We don't really know. Let me go back. And everyone's just all having a chat with each other. Bernardo, says Lavan wins. Devon can't take antibiotics for pneumonia because of the mini circles he has in him. It kills the bacteria, emitting follistatin. That's too much for me, Dr. Joe. That is too much for me. Lavan needs to be top form. They both need to be in top form. But if one were not to be in top form over the other, I think all the universe and alignment has to go right for Devon. I think Lavan can maybe have a little hiccup. A little hiccup. Is Devon going to attack Lavan's cup? And is Devon going to avoid taking pressure on his biceps? Yes and yes. No. Yes and no. I don't think Devon will worry about his bicep. I think he'll just be like, you know what? I'm going all in for it. I'm going all in. I think that's the only way he can go for it. Because if you're holding back in particular areas, Lavan's just going to steamroll you. So for me, there are some of the best X factors. I had more. I probably should have wrote them down. I was thinking about it this morning when I was having breakfast with the girls. But there are some huge X factors about this. What are your X factors? If you're watching now in the chat or you're watching this a little bit later on, what are your X factors for this match? Is it going to be something wild? What will happen on fight night? What will happen on fight night? Wow. Oh, all the clicks were happening there. We know the setup will take some time. Devon's been a little bit quicker in the setups, maybe because he's just felt confident that he's going to win. We know the setups are going to take a while. Where does it go? We know the whole arm wrestling world will hold their breath on round one, waiting for that ready go. What will happen on fight night is Devon will fight, Devon will argue, Devon will discuss, Devon will point at thumbs, and I think Lavan will just stand there and get ready to hold on. It will be absolute chaos. We know Lavan will cut and he'll turn. And the way Devon will do is he'll try and hold here. I'm telling you, that will be the picture for the first bit of round one. Now, does Devon hold there like Erdemis did? Now, if he can do that, if Devon gets in one spot and holds and holds and holds, it now becomes the interesting endurance battle that everyone's been talking about. Can Devon gas him out? You got to understand, Devon's going to be bloody knackered as well. If you're holding a 400-pound machine out there, that will absolutely, wow. If he holds out there, it's going to be madness because we've seen Devon hold athletes and get tired out there, especially in the Gennady match. I thought Devon got a bit tired when he was holding. Now, that will happen there. I think the athletes will respect each other. I don't think there'll be any. I think there will be jaw-jacking back and forth on the night, but I think both athletes will be loving the respect there. All right, let me scroll back up. All right, that was the last one I read. You're all talking to each other there. Ozzy, what are your thoughts on ET versus Auden? My thoughts are wait for the prediction show next week. But I'd bet the house on one of them. That's for sure. Lavan's injury is a massive factor. We don't know if his wrist will ever be what it was. But we just, that'll be, never know. Now, this is the bit I'm not looking forward to. Right now until April, Lavan crushes Devon. April 20th, Devon wins. April 21st, Lavan wasn't in his prime shape. Devon can't beat prime Lavan or can't beat him in a hook. The excuses on both sides of fans are going to be very headachy. Yes, that's a word now. Very headachy. That's how I'm calling it because it's going to be very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. I just want people to enjoy the match. That is for sure. We've got Devon will be nervous, but he also won't because he knows where Lavan's level is. Maybe. I think both men have got to be nervous for this one. Lavan never wanting to get pinned, and if he does get pinned, I'm sure he certainly doesn't want it to be from Devon. Devon knows what happens last time, and he knows going into the gates of hell, he knows what's kind of level Lavan's going to be at. So they both have to be. Engen better have a West and East ref. He hasn't had any West refs for the last two events. At that level, I don't care. At that level, I don't care. I really don't think the referees care who wins. And if they do, then that's crap. But by having an East and a West ref, that's just assuming that they're both biased towards their own nation by having both. I just want the match called correctly, like everyone else. See, if you by making that comment, that's like then the West ref is only there to keep an eye on the East ref, and the East ref is only there to keep an eye on the West ref, and to kind of give, if there's been an advantage to Lavan, then the West ref, instead of pulling his colleague aside and saying that was a terrible call, then he's like, well, I'm just going to give one back to Devon. For me, I don't really care who the referees are because, after the match, it doesn't really matter. They're going to get slammed. I think a lot of referees probably don't even want to take this match up because they just know what a shit show they're in if they read the comments in the 72 hours following it. I don't really care who the ref is. Just get it right. What else have we got? Okay, everyone's talking about other stuff. Prime Lavan may never lose. It's going to be hard. The refs are the one who keep closing out the blocks. Imagine that. That'd be hilarious. It's tough. It is called East versus West for the athletes. For the athletes, though, Anthony. For the athletes. It wasn't to determine who was the best referees. I love you.
Not so loud for you.
Oh, no, you're more than welcome to come say hi. But yeah, for me, it's just, yeah, that's just the way I see it. I'm not bothered who refs. Because at that level, hopefully, they're not corrupt. And if anything, they would be paying the refs for Devon to win. Because Devon's money. And then, because if Lavan wins, then it's very hard to find an opponent for Lavan. But Devon's little X factor is like, oh, I think I can beat him. Like a lot of people look at Lavan and go, I can't beat him. But a lot of people look at Devon and say, I can beat him. So then Morozov, Gennady, who else is there? Erdemis will run it back. Jerry Cadaret thinks he's the best in North America. So there's already 4 more money-making matches. Now, they will make money anyway if Devon loses. But if he wins... Oh, hello. Thank you very much, Spermies. Both sides should be represented in actual arm wrestling. Maybe they should be represented in the refereeing. No, it was never. I mean, maybe in the early days, because I'll stand by it. The early days was started for 2 reasons. To show that Eastern Europe is way better than any arm wrestlers on the planet. Engen hated the Hollywood and everyone loving America. He did. That's why he did it. And 2, it was to abolish the King's move. My opinion. What else have we got? If Lavan crushes Devon again, the only opponent left for Lavan is for a silverback gorilla. Yeah, it's it'll be really hard. It'll be really hard. So yeah. And then what will happen on fight night? Fireworks. Fireworks will happen on fight night. It'll be magnificent. Let me just jump in with some early predictions. Get your early predictions now. Get your scorecards in. Make it all happen. Jump in. Have a bit of fun. I think I'll get my early predictions in as well. I think it'll be a lot of fun, guys. A lot of fun. Okay. Let me just move around, get in there. What is a first of 4? Yes, best of 7. Yeah, Barley. I've been hanging out with Oleg's twice in 2 months. I really like him. Cool dude. He was at Knuckles Up and he was at Hardanger Open. So really, really cool dude. All right, let's see what your early predictions are. 4-2. Devon will pin him twice. Legit don't care who wins. Just want to watch it. Same here. I think 99% of the matches, I don't care who wins. Obviously, when my mates are in matches, like my good mates. But, big time matches like this, I don't really care. I don't really care at all. I'm with you, Joe. Early prediction right now. You would have to go early prediction right now. Weight advantage and most likely strength advantage. Your head tells you that you got to go Lavan. my head, I mean, my sporting like history, my love of sports and everything like that says I want to bust the Douglas moment. I want a miracle on ice moment. I want a moment where they just absolutely, the ultimate underdog, the ultimate undefeated champion takes a loss. So now I'm a bit like, well, shit. Is that going to overrun my early prediction? Sensible stuff tells me Lavan wins. 100 pounds more. I'm sure his wrist is going to be okay. Strength level, there's a bit of a difference. It won't be as easy as it was last time. That's for sure. That's an early prediction now. Now, if the next few days we see more videos of Devon training and he's feeling good and things like that, the Devon I saw at his house last year was a Devon that I've never, ever, ever seen before. And when I saw him then, I told him, you will crush Dennis. You will crush him. Just what I saw. He looked different from when I saw Devon beat Dave Chafee. So it was unbelievable, all of this. Hey, feeling superstar. Hope your leg's feeling better, mate. I really do. Everyone should know my superstar. I got on him early. He's going to be a megastar. Jamie Barrett. Get around him. Get around him. Jamie Barrett's an awesome superstar. Okay, what do we got? Devon, 4-3 from flat balls. Lavan, for sure, will get 4. That's all the things that matters. 4-0 or 4-1. If Lavan doesn't bring the same energy, he may be in trouble. I think he will. Like when I was mentioning before, so much rides on this. So much depends on it. Lavan will win pretty easy, but I hope I'm really wrong. Oh, Gold Village. Now, if that happens, I mean, wow. If I don't know if the internet's ready for that. I don't think they're ready. If Devon turns 0-3, comes back from 3-0 down and wins, I tell you what, I will probably go live for 24 hours if that happens. If that happens, could you imagine? The internet world would die. I think the internet would actually explode. Legit. If he came from 3-0 down to win, boy, oh boy. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. That's awesome. I think Lavan wins this one. Moon boot and leg brace off yesterday. Awesome. So good. So good. Love it. And we'll all go live. Well, I'll let a lot of you come on the show and talk about it. That's for sure. So, yeah, early prediction now. I'm leaning towards Lavan. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Lavan for sure. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, common sense. Now the main thing with the early prediction, with 74 days out, will Devon get a pin? I can see it. I can also see Lavan winning 4-0, which is more for only to get 4 pins is in Lavan's favour. So I see both. I see both. I see Lavan winning 4-0, but I also see Devon getting a pin. I don't know what round, but I just see it. I just see it. Even then, if Devon gets a pin, now here's my take. Here's an interesting thing. Here's an interesting factor. Say the score is 4-1 and Lavan wins and Devon gets that 1 pin. I think Devon will then spend another year to get a rematch because he got a pin. And now it's believed, we've seen it, that Lavan can get pinned. Hermes showed the whole world Lavan was human. Got some stops in the middle of the table. Lavan on an oxygen tank. So then if Devon actually pins Lavan, he's like, shit, if I do this, I can pin him 3 times. It's going to be mega. Yes, I'll be commentating King of the Table. They're just sorting out my tickets now, which is good. It's not, I predict that it will be, but it won't be on, it's not on, I don't think it's on ArmBet as we speak. I looked at it before the show, but that was on my phone. Launch staking board. So I'll just launch the staking board now. Okay, so Dave and Vitali's a shutout stake. Okay, Auden and Etienne, Ray and Robbie, Derek and Matt are the only matches on there. Block 1, Block 2, Block 5 for Etienne and Auden. Dave has almost sold out on Block 1. But I do think it'll be a shutout stake. He'll gas him out for sure. You don't see Devon as motivated for this one? Oh, wow, Marble. Big call. I certainly see it. I certainly see it a lot different. If one of the main questions is, will Devon get a pin? That's where I have it hard to believe people are super confident in Devon as much as a fan I am of his. Man, it's a big call. Everything's a big call moving forward. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a real hard one, that's for sure. Also, quickly, not sure how much longer I will go. Just want to let you know, let me look at my list. I've got to do my members video this week. And then I've also, for this week, where is it? Ron Barth and Ryan Bowen in 48 hours' time. Jamie Sheldon and Rob Vidgen Jr. in 72 hours' time. And then after this, I'm going to organise as many guests as I can. Because, I want to have a minimum of 1 guest a week, like I said earlier, but I also want to have as many guests as I can. I like breaking it up because I have a solo show, members show, Maximum Bank Monday, and then guests. Jake, you need to put up your OnlyFans video this week. I've been waiting. I'm trying, man. I'm trying, but OnlyFans isn't paying the bills for Harley. So I need to go pay the bills. What else? My prediction is Lavan wins 4-0. They kind of have a war in round 5 where Devon maybe gets a pin. Do you think Lavan will pull round 5, though? I don't think he'll pull. What else have we got? Okay. Baby's doing great. Thank you very much. They're both doing amazing. They both love each other. It's so much fun, and I love hanging out with them both, which I'll have a quick lunch break, and then I got to get back to work in the afternoon in order to bring you some fun arm wrestling content. But yeah, so that is the early part of, that's the early part of with 74 days to go. Now, for those that have been following the channel, you know that this mind changes all the time. It flip-flops everywhere. So many factors go in to why I think it is all happening. Because that's just the way I go. But hopefully it is just exciting. Hopefully it is fireworks. If I were to have one wish about this match, it would be no excuses. Both men roll up 100% fresh, 100% ready, and it all lines up perfectly for them. Their training, their health, everything like that. I hope it all rolls up. I want to sit there and go, right, let's go. Because then at the end of the day, we can say, right, this person's number 1 and this person is number 2. Yes. No injuries, then no excuses. Well, the no excuses kind of lines in with no injuries. So we're kind of on the same level. But it's going to be huge. Have you guys got any X factors, any big calls, any things that you want to happen that you don't want to happen? Drop it in there. Will any of you put a bet on ArmBet when this match happens? Let me know in the comments. Will you get all up and about? Will you get excited as I close the poll and get ready to wrap up the show? 54%. Oh, no, hang on. Let it update a bit. 55%, 125 votes. 55% pick Lavan. They pick Lavan. It'll be brilliant. Well, 74 days till the match. We've got so much coming up. I'm trying to go. So this week, just to recap, Ryan Bowen and Ron Barth are going to come on and talk about their match. Then I've got RVJ and Jamie Sheldon to talk about an event that's happening in Montana. RVJ is rocking the Natty Championships, like he's in a match, and it's a natural championship belt. I'm going to reach out now. I've reached out to some King of the Table guys, see if they want to come on the show, depending on what time. Hopefully they'll all be live. I like doing my live interviews for you guys. So hopefully we can get some of your questions out for those superstars. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll reach out to a lot of the superstars at King of the Table. I'll be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully I can trim up the old double chin for you. Got to fix the diet there. Ron Barth is pulling Ryan Bowen at the end of March. That's why I'm having them both on the show. But yeah, all right. Well, I will wrap it up there, guys. We've just gone an hour. Thank you all so much for being the deadest of the settest of the legends. I will sit there and try and decide what sort of video I'm going to make for today. And also I want to catch up with some time with my family. Thank you all so much for your help and support in building this channel. Let's get it even bigger. It's going to be something else. Hope you all are very happy wherever you are around the world. Whether you're about to go to bed, whether you're about to start your day, hope you're just smiling and fucking happy about life, because life is amazing. I'll speak to you legends real soon.